Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Charlie, and on today's episode I'm going to be showing you how to make my delicious, fully loaded, twice baked potatoes. Now these are potatoes that are baked until tender. We take butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon, and chives, and we make a creamy cream potatoes with the inside of the potato. We add it back into the potato and we bake it again. And after the potatoes are baked again, we top it with butter, sour cream, cheddar cheese, bacon, and chives right on top, just before serving. This recipe makes about 4 large baked potatoes, but it can accommodate smaller potatoes, all depending on the baking time, which I have included in the recipe, of course. It's a different take on a baked potato. It's really, really good and absolutely delicious. So without further ado, let's get started. Alright, here's all what you'll need to make your stuffed baked potatoes. Let's get started with our ingredients. You'll need 4 large russet potatoes, that's about 4 pounds and 8 ounces total. And along with that, you will need some olive oil. You can also use vegetable or canola oil as well. Salted butter, 1 8-ounce package of mild cheddar cheese. If you're using the already prepackaged shredded mild cheddar cheese, you only need 8 ounces of that. And along with that, you will need some whole milk, sour cream, and some thinly cut smoked bacon. And for your seasonings, you will need some salt, black pepper, some fresh chives. If you don't have the fresh chives, you can always use the freeze-dried chives. And for your tools, you will need a cheese shredder. If your cheese is already pre-shredded, you don't need this. You will also need a potato masher, aluminum foil, and to bake your potatoes, you will need a regular standard 9 by 13 inch baking pan. And there we have it. Alright, let's get straight to it. We're going to get started by rinsing our potatoes off really well with cold water. As you're rinsing the potatoes off with the cold water, make sure you take your hands and rub the potatoes while you're rinsing them off. Next, you're going to take some napkins and pat each potato dry. Take some aluminum foil and line it inside of a 9 by 13 inch baking pan. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 400 degrees. Add the russet potatoes into the baking pan. Add 2 teaspoons of olive oil, vegetable or canola oil into the palm of your hand. Rub that around each potato. And if you happen to run out, just add 2 additional teaspoons of oil into the palm of your hand and continue rubbing the potatoes. Next, sprinkle 1 teaspoon of salt and a half a teaspoon of black pepper onto the potatoes. Take your hands and rub the seasonings all around each potato. Now they are ready to be baked. Place this into a preheated 400 degree oven on the bottom rack. Now I want to let you all know that baking times vary depending on the size of the potato. For large potatoes like how I have, you're going to bake them for 1 hour and 10 minutes. If you have medium-sized potatoes, you'll bake them for about 1 hour. For smaller potatoes, bake for about 45 minutes. Use this as a guideline to bake your potatoes. Here I have 0.5 ounces of fresh chives. I'm going to take a knife and I'm just going to chop this up. And if you're using the freeze-dried chives, you don't have to follow this step. Here I have a cheese shredder. Shred 8 ounces of mild cheddar cheese. And of course, if you already have the prepackaged shredded mild cheddar cheese, you don't have to follow this step. Here I have 8 strips of bacon. Take a knife and cut the bacon strips in half. And of course, if you already have bacon bits already pre-made and ready to go, you don't have to follow this step. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with frying our bacon strips. So in this large saucepan, I let it get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add your bacon strips into the saucepan. Let the bacon strips fry for about 7 minutes. After 7 minutes, you're going to turn your fire down from medium to medium-low heat. Once you turn your fire down, you're going to let them fry for about 8 to 10 minutes. This is to ensure that the bacon strips don't burn. Alright, it's been about 15 to 17 minutes now for our bacon strips. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Here I have a serving dish lined with napkins. Remove the bacon strips from the saucepan and place them onto the serving dish lined with napkins. I actually cooked the whole package of bacon for this one. Take some napkins and press down onto the bacon strips. And in the process, you're going to not only crumble the bacon strips, but you're also going to remove any excess oil from the bacon strips as well. Here I have a small food processor. Add your bacon pieces into the food processor. Pulse this about 3 to 5 times. And there you have it, bacon bits. Alright, it's been about 1 hour and 10 minutes now for our potatoes. Let's go ahead and remove this out of the oven. The potatoes will be firm when you first take them out of the oven. You're going to let them cool for about 5 to 10 minutes before you begin testing to make sure that they're done. Now, how to tell if the potatoes are done? If you take your fingers and you press down onto the potatoes and the potato skin is crispy, but the inside of the potato is soft. And another way to tell is if you can insert a fork in and out of each potato really easy. That lets us know that our potatoes are done. Now, if your potatoes are not done, you can always preheat your oven and put the potatoes back into the oven for an additional 10 to 20 minutes. And I also want to let you know, be careful not to overbake your potatoes. Because if you overbake your potatoes, the insides of the potato is going to produce a lot of starch. It's going to be very mushy and slimy, and we don't want that. Let the potatoes cool for 15 to 20 minutes. Here I have a sharp serrated knife. Cut an oval incision at the top of each russet potato. Take your fingers and remove the skin off of the top. Take a spoon and carefully dig out the potatoes insides. Place the potato insides into a medium-sized bowl and be careful not to damage the inside shell of the potato. Take a potato masher and mash the potatoes. Make sure you do this really well. Now, if you don't have the potato masher, take a small or large spoon and mash the potatoes. Once done, you should have about 2 pounds and 8 ounces of mashed potatoes. If you have medium-sized or small potatoes, it can be anywhere between 2 or 1 1/2 pounds of mashed potatoes. Preheat your fire to medium heat. Alright, let's get started with making our mashed potato filling. So in this large pot, I let it get hot for about 1 to 2 minutes. Add 5 tablespoons of salted or unsalted butter into the pot. Spread the butter around the pot. Let the butter melt. Once the butter melts, turn your fire down from medium to medium-low heat. Just to give you a heads up, I will give 2 ingredient amounts for certain ingredients. The first amount will be for the smaller potatoes. The second amount will be for the larger potatoes, which I'm using. Add 1/3 or a 1/2 cup of sour cream. Now remember, the first measurement, 1/3 cup is for the smaller potatoes. The 1/2 cup of sour cream is for the larger potatoes, which I'm using. And 1/3 cup of whole milk. Stir all your ingredients together with a whisk until combined. Now let's add some seasoning. Add 1/4 or a 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/8 or 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1 or 2 tablespoons of fresh or freeze-dried chives, and 2/3 cup of your shredded mild cheddar cheese. Take a wooden spoon and stir this continuously until that cheese melts into the liquid, like how you see here. Add 3 tablespoons or 1/4 cup of bacon bits. Stir all your ingredients together. Add your mashed potatoes right on in there. Stir all your ingredients together. Stir this until the mixture is creamy and smooth, and the mixture will also be pretty thick. That is normal. Now while that's going, I'm going to go ahead and add an additional 1/3 cup of the shredded mild cheddar cheese right on in there. Stir all your ingredients together, and our fully loaded mashed potato filling is done. Now you're going to go ahead and turn your fire off. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and preheat my oven to 375 degrees. Take your fully loaded mashed potato filling and carefully add it into each potato shell. As you're adding the filling into the potato shells, take your spoon and press the filling into the potato shell. This is to ensure that the potato shells are filled properly. If you have any extra filling, add that on top of each potato shell until you don't have any more of the filling. And from there, our potato shells are nice and filled. Take your stuffed potato shells and place them into your baking pan. Take a half a tablespoon of salted or unsalted butter and place it on top of the filling. Make sure you push the butter down into the filling a little bit with your fingers. Now they are ready to be baked. Place this into a preheated 375 degree oven on the bottom rack. Bake this for 35 minutes. Alright, it's been about 35 minutes now for our baked potatoes. Let's remove these out of the oven. Let these cool for 15 to 20 minutes. As a final garnish, add a small amount of sour cream, followed by our shredded mild cheddar cheese, bacon bits, and some fresh chives right on top. And after that, our twice baked, fully loaded baked potatoes are ready to be served. Here is the final presentation. And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Fully loaded twice baked potatoes. Made from scratch by a New Orleans native. If you like my channel, hit the subscribe button. Hit the bell button if you want to be notified of my videos. I have an official website for all of my recipes, including this one. Go to www.charliethecookandrews.com. You can also find me on Facebook, Instagram, and on Twitter under the name Charlie the Cook Andrews. Stay tuned as Charlie's taste test is coming up next. Can't wait. Now it's time to go eat and take a bite. And you can easily scoop that up out of there. Look at that. Woo. Man, oh man, this is, oh my goodness, it is really, really good. It's soft. It tastes like a fully loaded baked potato in the filling and on the top, and y'all, delicious. I mean, oh my goodness. I mean, and the filling literally melts in your mouth. I mean, it is really, really good. It's going to please all your guests at the dinner table. So, give the recipe a try. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, have a good one. Peace.